following program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.
Hi, this is Ken Gidge, and this is The Art of Politics, the only show of its type in New Hampshire where a Republican and a Democrat who not necessarily agree on everything, and in fact, we probably agree almost on nothing, other than we have a good time and we enjoy politics. And of course, I'm the Democrat, and I think the Democrats are the best, and I'm going to try to prove it today. I believe you shouldn't vote for a Republican, but before I keep talking, let me introduce you to the other part of it,
Yeah,
El Baldessaro,
a good
who's a Republican. No,
a
no,
four-term Republican where my district votes me in to look out for them, for their pockets.
Are you kidding? It's so easy to get elected. If I was where you are in Londonderry, it would be so. There's 7, 8 people running.
There's 10 people running for 7 seats.
Okay, 10 people running for 7 seats.
Right.
How can you not win?
Well, the thing is, that's in a primary.
You don't even.
But see, that's in a primary, and then we have to take on the 7 tax and spenders in the general election.
Oh, I see.
You know, the ones that want to take away people's rights and guns and everything else. They want to put a sales tax and payroll tax. Those are the ones we got to fight in the general election.
I don't know a Democrat who wants a sales tax, and don't say that because that's not fair.
Okay.
I don't know a Democrat who wants a...
Do a Google search on Representative Susan Almey's comments on a sales tax. Do another search on Norelli, who is the president of NCSL, who wants an internet tax.
And wait a minute. So you got 2 people.
I just gave it to you.
And I will bet you I could find a Republican who feels the same, who believes a tax should be put on.
Then tell me right now then. I just gave it 2 right off the bat. Tell me who they are now.
Well, we were talking about Norelli is a state representative.
Yes, I gave you 2 representatives.
You gave me 2. I haven't investigated this.
Oh, but you asked a stupid question.
This is your talk.
Tell me?
No, it's not a dumb question.
You asked me a question and I gave you 2.
No.
Right
you made a statement and I corrected you because I don't know anybody.
Does your speaker want an internet tax through the NCSL?
No.
She came out.
Prove it.
I don't have my phone on me today. That's why you're messing with me. Yeah,
no.
I don't have my phone.
Prove it. You can't prove it.
I left my phone at home today.
I can't prove it.
Tell you what. How about the listeners, the watchers? They can turn around and do a Google search themselves because. You know, most people are pretty educated today on computers.
I know, but don't make us. I know, but you guys turn around and you make statements, really dumb statements. I know we're going to go over a dumb statement. Well, let's go over the real dumb statement right now.
All right, dumb. It depends on whose interpretation.
I am. We get basically the same email to a degree.
Right. I get a lot of garbage.
Okay. It's Republicans, Democrats talking.
Right.
We get that. All right. Yes. So here's this individual who's a Republican who's going to run for a political office.
What's his name?
Well, I'm not going to get into names, and I'm going to tell you. I'll tell you in a moment why. Because I respect the person who made the stupid thing. Okay. And who's a Republican who's been here, by the way, who you're on the show with him, but I'd rather not mention his name.
Don't stop picking on Bill O'Brien now, because he's not here to protect himself.
I would never pick on Bill O'Brien, because if he becomes speaker, a couple of things I want.
You'll be parking 3 miles away.
Yeah. No, I'd like a seat a little closer to the aisle, and back into my own committee. Anyway, this individual is running for, he's a Republican, and he's running, and he is talking about how he wants to straighten government out, how dishonest government is, how bad government is. He can't trust anyone. And in pops this 2 or 3 term Republican representative who goes, I didn't trust government before I got into government, and now I have been in government for 3 terms, and I really don't trust it. Question. What is wrong with that statement?
Well, it depends on what does he mean by government. Is he talking the federal government? I have to agree with him. Is he talking the state legislators? No, because there's 400 of us, and it's tough to pass a bill. The majority controls everything in our house, and they pass everything no matter what Republicans say. And,
well, that's not true. Republicans did win a few this year.
Well, we did win a few.
And I don't ever remember when Bill O'Brien was there ever winning one except
that's not true.
Right
did your
to work.
bill pass under Bill
Right to
O'Brien?
work.
Did your bill pass under Bill O'Brien?
My bill?
Yeah.
Yes, it did.
Okay, then I rest my case. So you do remember one. You lied. You didn't tell the truth.
No, actually it didn't pass under Bill O'Brien. It passed under Norelli.
Passed the House.
It passed in Norelli.
Mm-hmm.
It was Norelli. It was,
okay.
Yeah, it was
and
Norelli.
You mean to tell me you had no bills?
So anyway, so you trust government?
I trust state government. I don't trust.
Why do you trust state government?
Well, the reason is because I see as a legislator it's tough. We have to pass the budget.
So you trust it?
I do, but I don't trust the governor.
Okay, so you don't trust a Democrat?
I don't trust the governor on what's going on right now. She's hiding the numbers on the budget. She will not release them. She's required by law.
That's not true.
It is true.
You make statements like that which are not factual.
It is factual.
That is not factual.
Once again,
maybe this is the
Can I borrow your phone?
Maybe this. No, you cannot.
Can I borrow your phone?
No, you cannot.
I want to show you where it's over 100 days now, 137 or somewhere days that she's overdue on releasing her numbers.
How about
now?
How about $50? How about $50 to your favorite charity?
Yeah, that she's not releasing the numbers. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, send it to. Matter of fact, right here.
You're going to bring it in next week, and you're going to show me. I'll have a check right here to your favorite charity.
Yes.
All right. So what is wrong with the statement of the 3rd term representative who says he doesn't trust government?
What is wrong with a 3rd term?
What statement? Why is that wrong?
Because he looks at what's going on in Washington. The House.
No, he's talking about here in the state of New Hampshire.
And he's a 3rd term.
He's a 3rd term, and he doesn't trust it.
I don't understand. If he's a 3rd term here, I got to understand. I got to talk to him and figure out what he's talking about and see what areas. If he's talking about the governor not releasing the numbers, yes, he's right. If he's talking about Health and Human Services spending over $100 million over their budget, he's right.
The talk is simply he doesn't trust the government, and he's been in it. The problem of that, which I have to remind people occasionally who make stupid statements like that, is if you're a 3rd term representative, you are the government.
Well, not necessarily.
You are
not
the individual.
We've got to clarify this.
You are. Let me finish. No. You are the legislator. You are the lawmaker, and you don't trust yourself.
What? No, that's not true.
A Republican doesn't trust you. He doesn't trust you.
Can you hear me out for this?
No, I will not.
Because we have to. I'm going to speak anyways, but we have the judicial, we have the executive branch, we have the legislative branch. We pass a budget. We have no control over the commissioners making their own rules. We have no control over the Supreme Court making law from the bench. We have no control over the governor overspending her budget.
Hold on a second.
So he's right.
You Republicans are really good because you roll the whole thing up.
But that's factual.
Let us back up.
Do I bring up the Constitution and remind you?
No. Let us back up a little and talk about our Supreme Court.
Yes.
The Supreme Court must be what?
Neutral. They must be...
It cannot be...
A legislator.
They can't...
You want me to help you out because you're confused?
They cannot...
Get it out. Get it out.
I'm trying to see if you know.
No, I know.
All right. They must be separate.
Right.
They cannot be at all pushed one way or another way, Republicans or Democrats. But it seems that the Republicans don't like what they're saying, so now you're blaming them.
Okay, let me run
So
something
how do
by
you straighten that out?
I'm going to tell you what happened recently.
So how do you straighten that out?
I'm going to tell you how to straighten it out.
All right, go ahead.
Fire a lot of the commissioners, make a constitutional change and take away the rule authority from the judicial system, from the Supreme Court.
What?
Yes. Read Article 73A.
Excuse me. Do we have a Constitution?
Yeah,
do we have a state? And what does it say in the state Constitution?
I'm going to tell you right now.
So the Constitution doesn't work for you. You want to change it?
No. Will you give me a chance to educate you and say how it got changed? First of all, I want to read something to you. Do you even know what this is? New Hampshire Constitution? Not U.S. Okay, I'm going to read something under General Court, Article 2. Legislator, how constituted. The supreme legislative power within the state shall be vested in the Senate and the House of Representatives, each of which shall have a negative on the other. So that means in the state of New Hampshire, the legislature is the supreme power, our laws. Now, we have the New Hampshire Supreme Court that just did a great ruling on the taxation, where that money going, the school tax credit for poor kids that you guys don't want going to other schools if they're in a bad school, that you all voted against and we won under Bill O'Brien. Okay, now, they
we don't want any more money taken away from our public schools, because the individuals who are in the public schools are actually the kids who really need more help, and there's only a very few people who want to use this and take. Oh, really? Low-income people. So how do they get from A to B to the new schools? Are there any buses? Are they to get there? These are private schools.
Can you hear me out for a second? By the law, and I was part of this here, if you're in a failing school, public school is one size fits all.
Give me a failing school in New Hampshire. Give me a failing school in New Hampshire.
I don't have the list in front of me. I wish I had my phone.
Wait.
If I had my phone, I would have brought it.
You do not have a school that you're talking about this generally. But you can't mention one school.
When I say a failing school, meaning it's a child that's failing.
Excuse me. Are you talking about a kid can go also to a religious school?
Yes.
Is there a separation of church and state in our
yes, there is. In our U.S. Constitution, yes.
Oh, I see.
There is also in the New Hampshire, but you probably never read it.
Excuse me. So in other words, whatever ruling is here can be overruled in the Supreme Court.
Can I ask you a question?
Is that factual?
The money that's in my pocket.
So you want religious schools.
The money that's in my pocket that I earned, is that my money or is that the state's money? The money that I earned in my pocket, is that my money or the state? Who owns my money?
Your money is your money.
Okay.
When you pay taxes for your services, that no longer is your money, that's state money.
Now, for the last 8 to 10 years,
you want to use your money to put kids in a private school?
Haven't you been around as long as I have?
No. Do you want to put? Are you saying you want to put kids in private schools?
Yes.
You do.
I want charter schools. I want private schools.
Okay.
I want homeschool. I want school choice. Competition is good for the public schools.
What you want to do is you want to take money away from public schools.
Yes. You're not taking money away. You're giving a child who is not adapted to a public school because the one size does not fit all, and you're giving him an opportunity to excel in other areas. Moms and dads want the best for their children.
And the percentage of these schools are kids going to religious schools, correct?
Okay.
Is that the majority?
Yes.
Okay,
no.
You just said it is.
No, I apologize.
So that's the majority of. Okay. So what happened to church and state?
Well, you're not listening to me now. Can I educate you on church and state?
No, you may not.
You've been around a long time,
ahead.
Right? For the last 8 to 10 years, maybe longer.
You go to church?
Wait a minute.
Do you go to church?
Yes, I'm a Catholic. Now, let me ask you
that
something.
doesn't mean anything.
No, it don't. I don't go all the time.
All right. Do you go and you confess your sins?
Yes, well, we don't have a confession at my church there. No, I don't.
What type of a Catholic church is that with no confessional?
How could you go in and confess sins if you don't have any sins? How could you do that?
You're a Republican.
No.
Wait. Well, hold on a second. Whoa, this is.
See, I like how you're trying to get me off the subject
too
here.
much. Hold on. This is too much. You are a Catholic.
Yes, and I'm a proud Catholic.
And you're a proud Catholic.
Yes, not happy with what went on years ago.
Okay.
I walked away from the church.
So you're a Catholic.
Yes.
And in your church, there's no confessional.
I'm also pro-life. I'm also family values.
Okay, hold on a second.
I'm helping you out.
Wait a minute. But you have no confessional.
Yeah, we do, but I don't go.
You just said there was no confessional.
I just figured I'd put that out there to confuse you. I figured you'd jump on that because, Democrats are always going after religion.
What's the name of your church?
St. Jude's.
St. Jude's?
Don't write on that.
Where is it?
I need that back.
You can't have it.
Yeah, St. Jude's. It's in Londonderry. Good church.
St. Jude's?
Yeah. Every so often
You know the prayer
I'll
of St. Jude?
Huh?
Yeah, the
I
prayer of St.
don't
Jude?
want to get into the prayer. Now let's get back to the
No,
education.
St. Jude. You know, who was St. Jude?
St. Jude was a
saint of?
Right.
Worker of?
Help me out here.
Miracles?
Yes, all the saints are workers of miracles.
No, well, it's
all of them
it's
are.
also to help the helpless.
Okay. You know something? Will you let me go back to what we were talking about? Okay, you keep trying to change the subject because I want to bring up the facts.
I got it.
And I want people to check it out too. Listen to me. I'm going to give you the facts.
Of what? Between church and state?
You and I.
Between
yes,
church
and state.
So we're going to stick on church and state.
You and I have been legislators. How long have you been a legislator?
I'm going for my 4th term.
Okay, I'm going on my 5th, so I know a little bit more than you. Now listen, I'm going to educate you.
No, you don't.
Okay, I'm going to educate you.
No.
Does New Hampshire give a $500 grant, at least they used to, and I believe they still do, to college, to high school kids that are going into New Hampshire college to help them out? Is there $500 grants?
New Hampshire College.
New Hampshire, yes, for schools.
A New Hampshire College.
My daughter going to Mount Ida got $500 or $250 at first.
And your point is?
Again. My point is that $500 New Hampshire's been doing for the 10 years is going to any school. Any school. But you guys don't pay attention to that.
No. No, hold on a second.
Any school.
No. A 1 to 12 is local.
Right.
College is not.
No, but it's statewide.
It's not. It's state.
But my daughter goes to Newton.
So, well, that doesn't make any difference. A scholarship is a scholarship.
Scholarship's a scholarship.
All right.
But she got money from the state of New Hampshire.
So are you trying to say that we have broken the church and state
Well,
rule?
I'm saying yes. We've been doing it for years, but you're all too blind to see it.
Oh, I see. So you.
Matter of fact, Supreme Court even noticed.
Let's see if I've got this straight. You're saying it's okay for us to break church and state, the separation of church and state, as long as it is to school, money going to private schools happen to be religious.
My interpretation in the Constitution, in the New Hampshire Constitution, in the U.S., is totally different than yours.
Go ahead.
Show me where. Here, I'll give you both of them. Show me where. This is U.S., this is New Hampshire. Show me where it says you cannot give money.
If you listen, ladies and gentlemen, anybody who carries around these need these two.
Because when you deal with Democrats that don't have a clue, you have to prove to them in facts. Okay, you have to show them. Now, the decision, get back down.
Let's get to church and state first.
The Supreme Court's decision that they made that the money can go. Okay, because first of all, it's their money. They're already getting tax breaks from the federal government to go in different areas. You all wasted taxpayers' money. Mr. Duncan, who you all voted to be on the Education Committee, took the state to court over this here. Now, it's cost us thousands of dollars.
For what? What did he take us to court for?
On the Supreme Court, on the education tax credit for poor kids.
Okay.
Poor kids.
No, it's not. Hold on a second.
It is for low-income kids.
It's not for low income. It's for anyone.
Okay. Can you once
cannot discriminate from one group to another group.
This here discriminates. This discriminates.
No, it does not.
Can you please?
You cannot do that.
Can you please do a Google search on New Hampshire education tax credits? Okay, funding. Okay, you know what it is, and look it up and see the poverty level that's here. It's either 138 or somewhere percent of the poverty level that qualifies for these grants. Now, somebody
it's only a
money,
small group.
Yes, right now I think they've given over
that was
a couple
found
hundred.
Unconstitutional.
No, it was found constitutional.
So, in other words,
New Hampshire Supreme Court found it constitutional.
But what you're saying is that only one group of citizens, of children,
yes,
who are of a particular poverty,
right.
They're the only ones who can receive that money.
We already do it in TANF. What's wrong with you?
No, well, I understand. Welfare is a little bit different.
What's different?
Well,
a kid that comes from a family with limited resources, he can't afford, like a rich guy, to send their kid to a private school. Why shouldn't we help that family and give them an opportunity? You don't want to help these kids that are having problems in public schools?
The problem is the more money you take out of our school system, the less we're going to be able to straighten it out. As the Republican Party turns and says, this is great. What we're going to do is we're going to divide the school system. We're going to take money away from public schools. We're going to put it in the private schools. So that means public schools are not going to be able to survive.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
You're a parent. You have a young child who's having a lot of problems in school. You've been in and out. He's not gaining. He's not picking up. He's not learning. Wouldn't you want the best for that child? To maybe move him into another school that might work for him?
No, I would. No.
Well, I hate to break your heart, but
you would.
there's over a few hundred
You're
parents now that think
you're
different.
under the impression, or you're giving people the impression
That's the truth.
that our school systems do not help kids who are having problems.
No, I'm saying there's issues was a couple hundred kids that have been moved out of the schools they were in throughout the state. I can't tell you where or what schools they moved them out of, but I'm telling you that they wanted to go to these charter schools, and I just was at the grand opening at the Founders Academy. You also have the sister academy here in Nashua that does an outstanding job. These kids are scoring higher on SATs than public schools. How come?
I'll tell you what.
Can you tell me how come?
I'll tell you what. The Republicans, politicians,
see, you all support unions.
The Republican politicians believe it's okay to take money away from the school system that we possess and give it to private schools. The majority of these happen to be religious schools.
You know, people.
We turn around and say, well, wait a minute. If you take money away from the public schools are never going to be able to straighten themselves out. Now, if you give money to a Catholic or a Protestant or Methodist or a whatever other school, all right, there is, in my opinion, must be the separation of church and state. You say no. It's okay. It's your money. You can give it to anyone you want to, so you're going to give it to them.
You can write it off on taxes. You can do it in the federal government. So why shouldn't the state be able to do it? People have been doing it for years in the federal government.
And you know, you want to know something? I'll tell you what. If there's Republicans out there, Democrats, who absolutely believe there should not be a separation of church and state, I can't argue with you. I truly believe that's one of the great reasons why this country is what it is because there is a separation between church and state. And if you look around the world, you can go to any government right now that's in trouble and things are going wrong. You could see Iraq, two religious groups of the same religion fighting against one another. Instead of stepping in and saying, sorry. Church and state are going to stay out of this. That'll never happen over there. All right? That's why we over here have such a diverse group of individuals, people, all right, with all sorts of different religions. I didn't know you were, well, I figured you were a Catholic.
I'm Italian, Catholic. I mean, I grew up a Catholic. I'm guilty. I don't go to church all the time. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. But I want you to look at the decision when I get back to the Supreme Court that you keep jumping around. The Supreme Court, when they made the decision, said it was constitutional. They added in there a piece of a law that says the people do not have the right to challenge taxation. Okay? And I wish I brought it with me. I wish we were going to.
Which means, quite simply, is that their ruling at this particular time. I remember the ruling. Yeah. I disagree with that. They said that if the wording was differently, this would have not passed. And that's exactly what they said. Because they said the wording was impossible.
You want to know
the wording that was brought was wrong.
But then why did they find a constitution then?
Pardon me?
Why did they find it constitutional?
Because the wording was wrong.
Why did they find it? Why would judges?
Because they make
educated and great judges we have in the Supreme Court. I got the utmost respect.
Look, if you don't ask the proper question or bring the proper argument, and you've got to be right down the line, and it has to be as balanced as they say. Law is a complete balance. Justice is a total balance. To balance that, you must be correct. People have lost lawsuits because of periods, because of a question mark, because of the wrong comma being in the wrong place, using a name incorrectly spelled.
Right.
I mean, that's how clear it must be.
Well, they said some people didn't have the right to bring the case forward, because they weren't hurt. I mean, there was no, on the way it was worded. But I want to run some by you. Article 5 in the New Hampshire Constitution, under religious freedom recognized. Every individual has a natural and unalienable right to worship God according to the dictates of his own conscience and reason, and no subject shall be hurt, molested, or restrained in his person, liberty, or estate, for worshiping God in the manner and season most agreeable to the dictates of his own conscience, or for his religious profession, sentiments, or persuasion, provided he thought not disturb the public peace or disturb others in their religious worship.
Okay, so why are you saying that? What are you saying? We know this.
Rights.
You have a right to do what?
Where it says they shouldn't get any support. Religious schools.
Okay, well, hold on a second. I won't. I'll tell you what. You read one point of one's freedoms,
you to show me.
of one's religious freedoms.
Like me.
All right, hold on.
Aren't you a state rep like me?
You read one part where it says religious freedom.
Right.
I could find in here where it says there will be a separation of church and state. I don't have it. I will find it, and we'll do that next week. Now, hold on a second. Let us go back, because I was very worried about this, and you know the individual who made that stupid statement.
I'd like to see
when individuals, when you got, well, let's go back to the first.
I don't think you give me the whole.
When the representatives make the statement.
I think
but now they're in government. They really don't trust government. You know what that? Do you know what that says?
I like her personally, but I don't trust.
You know what that says? No, we're talking government.
Okay, she's government. She's handling our budget, not the state reps. State reps have already done their job. I don't trust our governor, what she's doing. I agree with him. I'm wondering what he's talking about.
I find that very clever. That's like taking a hammer and killing an ant.
But it's the truth.
No. Hold on a second.
Do you want me to lie and say she shouldn't hide the money? She shouldn't be transparent?
The quote is, I didn't trust government when I got into it, and I certainly don't trust it now. Are you saying to me when Bill O'Brien was running the state of New Hampshire with having the House of Representatives, he trusted government then?
You're not listening to me.
No, you're not listening to me.
Because what I said was the legislators pass laws. Then it's up to our government above us to enforce these laws. They're not doing it. You got a governor who took money from unions and didn't report it. And then she got caught and they made her give the money back. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't trust them. You got people in Washington doing all this crazy stuff.
You know something.
I don't trust them.
You know something.
With taxpayers' money.
And you seem to be heading to the point where the Democrats are going to do awful because we're awful people. And let me bring you.
Think social programs
let us bring us back to where we are.
Right.
All right. We can always do better.
Yeah, without a doubt.
But our state is 4.2 unemployment.
And you're proud of that.
The United States of America is 6.2. No, we're better. We're getting better. You guys want to be. You guys want to walk under a rain cloud. You want to hold an umbrella in the sunshine. I say to you that this is a pretty damn good place to live. And you're saying it's not?
No, I never said that.
You're saying
I never said
the governor's a liar.
I said
you don't like what the unions do. You don't like what the.
Are you happy with the last 10 years?
Absolutely.
Our economy not growing, being stagnant.
Excuse me. The last what? The last what?
Where we go?
Excuse me. The last what? Excuse me. The last what?
I just happen to have the numbers.
Since they started.
I just happen to have. Oh wait.
Yeah.
You see this here? Re-elect. You like that?
There you go.
Hey, I just happen to have the numbers here.
Give me that.
No. You want to talk numbers and economy? I just brought this here. See, you're all happy.
You know that you want to know something.
You're not touching this.
No, I'm not going to. I know, but is that Moore's
This
group?
is Americans for Prosperity.
Yeah, Americans for Prosperity.
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's nobody trusts that. Even some of the people who belong to that organization don't even trust that.
47th in the country, or 48th. We're almost the worst.
So what you're saying?
You're not happy with that.
So what you're saying to me, quite simply, is this: is that we're 4.2%, the country is 6.2. We're doing such a bad job up here.
No,
we're doing so bad that one of the best states in the United States of America, and you guys want to hold an umbrella when the sun is out, and I'm saying this is a pretty good state to live in, and you don't think so.
We believe that our quality of life should not be diminished every time the Democrats want to keep digging in our pockets with taxes.
I see. So it's the Democrats.
Yes, you're the only ones voting the taxes.
4.2.
You're the only one putting in all these taxes.
6.2, 4.2 to 6.2. Gee, the Democrats are... Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I'll tell you what. You vote for the Republicans or the Democrats based on what our economy is doing up here. It's 4.2 under the Democrats. Other places in the United States, it's 6.2. So the question is, who would you vote for? Would you vote for a Republican or a Democrat?
Or are you happy with just 4.2, or would you prefer to be happier when everybody is working on we can attract
Nobody
more,
has ever been working.
We got over 300,000 people.
We have never
that
had
off.
that.
We got over 300,000 people fell off the list. Those 4.2 is not right.
How can this possibly be correct when you make statements like that?
Do a Google search.
Housing is doing good in the state of New Hampshire.
Go into the Department of Employment.
Unemployment is doing good in the state of New Hampshire.
Go in and look at the numbers in Department of Employment. Go in and look at the people that dropped off. Look at the many people that are not working. In my district alone, I got a lot of people unemployed.
I'll tell you what. You know something?
They can't find jobs.
If you want to carry an umbrella when the sun is out, that's up to you.
I don't need one. Look at me. I'm all tanned.
Everybody,
I'm not the one who gets
everybody thinks we can do better. Everybody thinks we can do better, and I agree with you. Having said that, 4.2 to 6.2 for the rest of the United States is pretty good and getting better.
For a state like New Hampshire, no, it's not, because you're going to take a look at here when the summer's just about over. It is over, I should say. Everyone's going back to school. What do you think the numbers are going to be with all these service jobs that close down?
Well, we'll find out, won't we?
When they're out of work.
We'll find out, won't we?
All those jobs are going away.
We will find out,
That's
won't
right. We look good at certain points a year.
So do you think we're going to go up 1%?
Are we going to go up 1%? No, I don't know. I don't even want to guess at that.
Well, wait, hold on a second.
Probably a small percentage.
Like what, half?
I don't know, maybe a half, yeah.
A half a percent.
Yeah, there's a lot, what's it, 300,000 jobs?
So it should be 4.34.
Why are you trying to pin me down to a certain number?
Well, I'm trying to pin you down because it's the Republicans make these statements that are just so grandiose. Like, oh, the governor's stealing.
But you know, most people watching this are educated and look through this here and say, you know something?
The governor, is the governor going to win?
Right.
Because she's honest.
Well, she's honest. How is she honest when an attorney general, it was her finance chairman, and he turned his back on the illegal funds she took?
Excuse me. If I remember correctly, when that was brought to the attention, there was no argument. They gave the money back. Are you saying that they took the money knowingly, illegally?
Yes.
Oh,
yes,
I see.
Through the past.
So if you're,
yes. The governor's been around.
If that is the truth, if they took it illegally, then
if the governor was a first-term state representative,
would the attorney general bring the governor of the state of New Hampshire to court?
If the governor was a first-term, because he won't. They're buddies. They're connected.
I see.
If the governor, let me ask you something.
I got it now.
If the governor was a first-term,
so as long as they're Democrats and Republicans.
If the governor was a first-term state representative, I'd say yes, that's an honest mistake. The governor was a senator for years, and now she's a governor. She knows the system. She's also a lawyer. Come on, let's be careful here. Let's be honest here.
And when it was brought to the attention,
if nobody brought it up,
when it was brought to the attention,
if nobody brought it up,
so what you're saying, there's so much that's not being brought up because she is a Democrat.
No, if nobody brought it up, she would have spent that money.
You don't like Democrats.
I like the governor.
You've never liked a Democrat.
If I don't like a Democrat.
You hate Democrats.
I was a Democrat for many years.
You talk to me and then you kick me when we leave this place every time.
If you believe that, I got a bridge to sell you in 29 pounds. Overlooking the ocean.
We could argue. We could go on for this, but I've got some ballots here.
Okay.
These now this will be coming up this Tuesday?
Tuesday, yeah. You just figuring that out? Yeah.
I'm asking you a question to see if you know. All right. Okay. So we have some ballots here, and you're not gonna be able to understand it because we can't do really too good close-up.
Right.
But these are some of the ballots that are coming up. We already have them, and your name is on one of them.
I'm on the Londonderry ballot, which I have done. This is my 5th time.
And so
6th time. And
I am on the Democratic, and I'm at the very bottom. Gidge down here.
You know what you're talking. You know, I was a Democrat for many years. I think I told you that, right? My grandfather.
Well, of course you had to be.
My grandfather was the mayor of Cambridge. My uncle was a state rep.
The mayor of Cambridge.
Mayor of Cambridge, Mass.
No offense, but those were the days when a lot of things went whoop.
Yeah, no, those were the days when you wanted welfare. My grandfather would say, "Meet me at the city yards. I'll tell the commissioner of public works put you to work."
Oh,
Now,
I
because
see.
of the
So,
unions, you can't do that no more.
Yeah, that's right.
Can't do
No,
that no
so
more.
today would be considered what?
That'd be considered illegal.
Right.
You know, you can't do that. But before, they used to put people to work that way. And if somebody was out of work from another job, and if there was a city job open throwing trash, they jumped on board.
You know something. One other thing that I've got to bring up that's really dumb, and then let's get to some lighter
You would
things.
never bring up something dumb.
The Republicans when they were
the Republicans.
Republican
Yeah.
politicians
Okay. I'm not a politician. Again.
under O'Brien, Mr. O'Brien, which we got to get him here, okay?
Right.
And I'm not
Right.
picking on him directly.
Okay.
Made it illegal for us to form, guess what? An insurance exchange. Now,
Obama.
it made it illegal.
Say Obamacare.
It made it illegal for us to form
That's right.
an insurance exchange.
I voted for that.
All right? Made it illegal. I know you voted for it.
I support that.
So
What's wrong with that?
what happens is, because insurance has got to be insurance,
You needed $38 million.
an insurance company comes. Wait, I'm gonna get you on this
You're
one.
gonna talk? Okay,
An insurance company comes along, goes to the federal government, says, "Well, if they don't want to do it, we'll do it." So the government says, "Well, we certainly want the state to do it the way they want to do it, and if this is the way they want to do it, they can do it." And guess what that insurance company did? They cut out 10 hospitals, which means right here in the city of Nashville, we've lost jobs, and that's because of the Republicans. Now,
why can you always blaming somebody
because
else?
it is the
You're just like
because
President
it
Obama.
is the truth.
Obama's still blaming Bush.
So now the Republicans, right, take this whole thing to court, and now the ruling looks like it is that anyone who does not own their own exchange, anyone who has insurance under whatever exchange that they're running, if it's not, let me finish, if it's not their exchange, meaning the state exchange, you will lose the monies that you got because of, let's say, you can't afford the full insurance policy. You're going to lose a lot of money. Matter of fact, you might even lose your insurance. And that, again, is from your Republicans.
That's not true.
Shame on them.
Oh, can you say Obamacare forced us here? Forced it on New Hampshire.
Really?
We refused
Do
to
you like
force
Obamacare?
No, I don't.
You hate it.
No, I think it needs to be either
you-
repealed or fix it, or get rid of all the, this. It's out of control, all this free stuff.
You know what? You know what I love? I love now you guys have got to the point where you're starting to realize it should be fixed.
No, it's got to go. It's got to go.
No. It's got to be fixed.
It's got to go.
They were yelling and screaming before, get rid of Obamacare. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It was the.
When we say it has to be fixed, what we're saying is we need to change the law where New Hampshire can go across the border and buy insurance. Governor Shaheen
hold on a second.
Scared off all these companies with bills.
So that
who ran out all the insurance companies?
So that would be good.
Hey, can you hear me? Let me finish first. I'm not done. Who ran out all the insurance companies out of New Hampshire?
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know? You just don't want to say, huh? See how they hate the facts. Governor Shaheen gets say Shaheen.
So are you saying to me that you would go along with what is called Obamacare if other insurance companies came into the state of New Hampshire?
No, because it's still going to
You just said you would.
Because this,
you want to roll this back? You just said you would do it.
It had nothing to do with Obamacare, so we can make it affordable so people can afford it.
So, fine. So if we did that, by the way, there's 50 companies coming in here, coming in 2015.
After the election.
All right. Okay. After the election.
Yeah. They're coming.
Yeah.
If you build it, they will come.
Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? It was because of the Republicans that made it illegal. We couldn't form our own exchange. So if you have insurance, you can only go to 1 of 10 hospitals. You may lose your own doctor because of the Republicans. And guess what else? Now, because they did that, you know what's going to happen? Whatever monies that you possess, you're getting to help you pay this insurance, you're going to lose because the Republican politicians made it illegal to do what? Made it illegal to form an insurance exchange. And you did that for what reason?
See, I'm not even going to answer the question because
what's the reason?
We did because there's no difference here. If New Hampshire put it in, it was going to cost us $38 million right up front, okay, to start doing the website.
Really?
Another thing, Obamacare already has the website. Why do we want a duplicate Here in New Hampshire, when Obamacare site, of course, we all know the problem with that. And we all know you can keep your doctor, right? Shaheen said, right, in Obama?
So
And
you
keep your hospital.
guys weren't smart enough
How many people
to
lost their
see
insurance?
that an insurance company was going to come in here and take it over. You weren't smart enough to see that. And by the way, I've
We
talked
weren't
to
smart
people.
enough. I think we protected the interests of the people of New
Really?
Hampshire, yes.
So you saved the $30 million.
Yes.
And the people can only go to 10 hospitals. They've lost their doctors because of you guys.
Medicaid expansion was supposed to be zero cost to the state, right, for 3 years, right, 100%, right?
Correct.
Why are we paying out over $100,000 more out of the H&H's budget? How come? That they on $40,000 this year?
You're bringing in a statement like that you can't prove. You can't. No, that's not a fact.
It can.
You know something? You Republicans, I wish you Republican politicians, not Republican voters. Republican politicians will make these damn statements, and when you finally get grabbed and held, you jump around. It's because of you guys now. These people who have insurance, who can afford insurance, are going to lose that because you said you wanted to save $30 million. You made the statement that
If your residents in Nashua and my Londonderry, whoever watches this show, goes in onto the Twitter, you probably don't use it, but I'm sure you got a lot of educated people who know how to do it. Look up Senator Forrestal. I don't know what district she's in. Look at all her tweets to the governor asking her to release the numbers. You're 100 and something days over by law to release the budget numbers. Don't believe me.
Hold on a second.
Look, check Senator Forrestal's Twitter.
Oh boy, did you really change around.
That's the fact.
When you got people who are losing their insurance because of the Republican politicians, when you got people who you said, guess what? We're not going to have a website because it's going to cost us $30 million. But an insurance company comes along, comes into the state, takes 10 hospitals away. They lose their doctors.
That was
and
Obamacare.
Who do they blame it? They blame it on Obamacare.
You know something? 22,000 New Hampshire residents lost their insurance company.
If you would have let the state of New Hampshire making it not illegal, legal, the farm and insurance exchange, the people in the city of Nashua wouldn't have lost jobs. They wouldn't have lost their doctors.
That's not true.
Shame on you guys.
That's a downright lie.
Shame
that's
on
not
you.
true. I have to say that's a downright lie.
Right.
Because
Let's
if you
change
look
the subject.
the exchange is a duplication. It's a duplication to Obamacare
Will
exchange.
you stop it?
It's fact.
It's not. It's a
fact.
duplicate. It's not
Why
Obama.
did we need an
it's not
exchange
Obamacare.
when you have
you guys did.
Okay, ACA. I'll help you
Listen. When you made
Let's go to
it
Texas.
illegal. Hold on a second. When you made it illegal.
And I stand by my vote.
All right, you made it illegal to have an insurance exchange. You're under the impression that the federal government was going to do that.
No.
Oh, yes, you
We
were.
didn't want it here in New Hampshire.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
But when an insurance company came along, and took the 10 hospitals away, I didn't see you guys crying. And you want to know something? A lot of those people who are paying higher rates because of the Republicans, look in the camera and tell them, gee, we didn't know this was going to happen.
You know the Republicans, we're bad people. Don't blame Obama. Obamacare had nothing to do with it. Obamacare had nothing to do with this. Those 22,000 people that got knocked off their insurance under Obamacare, that's our fault. Obama scrambling there to make a change in the executive order to a law, which is he did illegal exchange, to the law.
I would love.
That's our fault.
So wait a minute, you hate it, correct?
What's that?
You hate Obamacare.
I do. I don't think it's right for people.
Why did Boehner sue the president of the United States? Because the president of the United States said, well, we're going to wait a little on this because we want to get it straightened out.
He can't do that. He
but
don't
wait
have
a
that
minute.
authority.
So what you're saying is you want him to bring the Obamacare in.
What I'm saying is, if he
do you want Obamacare?
What I'm saying is, he put everything off so the people do not see the cluster until after the election. That's what he did.
But if you don't want the insurance, why are you suing the president to show the insurance?
Because the president is legally making law, and going against the law.
No, you guys,
that's like the governor. We pass a law. Hey, it's okay for the governor not to comply with that right now. Don't worry about it. That's what you're saying.
I love the way you change the subject.
But I mean, that's what you're saying. It's the same thing.
Okay, all right. I got a great idea. I think we should go over this just a little. I mean, you and I can argue about this, but we're friends, right?
Yeah, we are.
We are. Okay.
Yeah,
You haven't invited. He builds a house. He has this great party. Doesn't invite me.
Because they're all
Just
Republicans.
Republicans.
I was looking out for you. I didn't want to see you get beat up and stuff, you know.
Listen, listen. And we know that it takes 4 Republicans to beat up 1 Democrat. I could have brought 3 Democrats who would have beat the hell out of me.
As soon as you opened up your mouth with your non-factual garbage, they're going to pick right up on it and know you're a Democrat.
All right,
so I can't
okay. We've got to look at some of the issues. I think these issues are very, very important. There's a 2000, and this was from the University of New Hampshire. And this was, I think everybody agrees with this, so Republicans and Democrats. This is what's on your mind, and this is what it is. Money, family, finances, okay? That's 18%. Jobs in the economy is second.
Can you stop 1 second there?
Yes, go ahead.
That first one, money, they'll probably vote Democrats, some of them, because they want the redistribution. They want to take more money out of my pocket, right? And you guys all support that, huh?
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, don't you start that, because I started out that this right here is we all agree upon.
I just started throwing
yeah, I know.
On how you like the tax.
If I was you, I wouldn't do that. But
tax and
all right, okay.
spenders.
So the number 1 issue for the people in the state of New Hampshire is money, family, finances. Okay. 2, jobs and the economy. So it's money, family, finances, jobs and the economy. Number 3. And if you notice, they're not bringing this up too much anymore. Health care. So health care is not as big as the Republicans would like it to be. But you'll beat the hell out of it.
No,
so
we don't look at that. We're not even focused on
the Republican politicians,
because the people already know
to the
they don't want it.
Republican voters are looking at you guys and saying, hey, that's not really what's on my mind at this particular point. That's number 3. All right, number 4. Number 4.
By the way, he got this from me. I brought it in to educate him. All right, go ahead. So go ahead.
Number 4, this is really interesting. Why are we here? Number 4 happens to be government and politics.
That's right. They don't
Number
trust
4,
government.
they don't care.
They don't trust government.
That's right.
That's what that is. The people do not trust government.
You have a Republican politician who really doesn't trust government.
Yeah.
So how can you
people.
trust a Republican politician who doesn't trust the government, and he's the government?
But the people
how can you do that?
Look at the poll. The
This
people
is
don't
so
trust
dumb.
government either. Is he wrong? I bet you Democrats are probably going to vote for him.
So they don't trust you?
No, a lot of them don't.
They don't trust me.
They probably don't.
And you want to know something? When I hear politicians, especially who've been in there for 3 terms, saying that they don't trust government since they've been in it, they don't trust themselves.
But the people,
I don't trust them.
He's supporting the people's view.
Why is anybody voting for a politician who doesn't trust himself, who happens to be in the government?
Vote for that person, whoever he is he's talking about. And the reason why I'm saying that, because you, in the New Hampshire poll, identified you don't trust government.
Education.
I don't trust them
Number 7, education. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm sorry, 6, education.
All right.
All right? So, immigration, number 7. All right? Number 8, retirement future planning.
Yep.
Number 9. Now, this was taken what? Several months ago?
July. No.
All right, in July.
I think the dates.
All right, I think number 8 and number 9, are you ready for this? War, foreign policy. So if you guys are jumping up and down and criticizing the president, if I was you, I'd say with the money and the jobs and the health care.
It's Bush's fault, but don't.
Well, thank you. I'm glad he admits it.
It's Bush's fault.
So now we come down to, this is really fascinating because the number 1 thing up at the top is money, family, finances. But I think it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 10 is family, children. Huh. All right. Number 11 or 12, you're going to have to excuse me, happens to be events, vacations.
You know why children's down there? You know why children are all the way down there?
No, I'm just trying to think of events.
I know, but I'm just
all right, why?
Okay, because we don't have that many children in the state of New Hampshire. All our children are moving out.
I'll tell you
they
what.
Can't find jobs.
I have
They
been doing this the wrong way, and I happen to oppose. Let me start right up at the top again. Money, finances, politics. It's 18%. That's how the people of the state of New Hampshire. Jobs and economy is 12%.
I could have read that for you.
Health care is 10%. Government politics is 8%. Education is 7%. Immigration is 5%, 6%. Retirement and planning is 5%. War and foreign policy is 5%. In other words, people don't, we don't want war. That's what they're saying, basically. Events, vacations is 4%. President Obama, are you ready for this? Right? That's the big issue, 3%. Maybe you guys should stop complaining about the President of the United States. Because this, yeah, well, no, of course you will. But there's only 3% of the people who think that this is an issue. So you keep it up. You keep it up. I want you guys to keep that up.
No, keep in mind. No,
the
it's
more
not 3%.
you yell and scream.
No, it's not 3%. 3% of the questions that were asked with all of them, because look at their high priorities on the top. A lot of that deals with Obama. But go ahead.
Well, no. Okay. Climate change, global warming, 2%.
Yeah.
Elections. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love this one. Elections.
1%.
1%. So I have a theme. I want you to spread it around, and I want everyone to think this way, because this is the one I want to stop at, okay? Because we've only got like 7 or 8 minutes. 1% of you are thinking about politics. We have, coming Tuesday, we have primary elections, and also primaries for the governor and a lot of people. Now, you may not go, because only 1% of you think that this has an importance. So this is what I say. I come across 2 neighbors. I asked them if they voted, and they said no. I said, no, you don't have to worry. I voted for you. One of the neighbors said, no, you didn't vote for me. You can't vote for me. I said, yes, you didn't vote. 2 of you didn't vote. My vote was worth 3 votes. So if you don't go and vote, and your neighbor votes, that neighbor have voted for you. And in fact, in some cases, your vote might be worth 100 votes, correct? Could be 1,000 votes. Wake up. This is important.
Okay, I have to
1%. This is what people are thinking. 1%. You're reading. You're not paying attention.
Because I'm ready to hit you
You're
on the growth here in New Hampshire.
You're not paying attention.
I'm ready to hit you on the growth of New Hampshire.
And the people are not paying attention, and this is really important. So guess what? A person, I've been in politics. I've done very good, I think, for the Democrats. In fact, even I'm starving artist. In fact, even the Republicans voted for one of my.
You know something? The reason why I'm bored with that there is because I brought it up last week, Anthony, and you ignored it. Now all of a sudden it's an issue. That's why I'm confused with it. I'd rather talk about how before the Governor Lynch took over, we were number 14th in the country, in our economy, our business.
Religion and God is 1%.
Now.
Hold on, wait. Let me. Social issues, 1%. Hold on. Other, whatever, 11%. The hell does that mean? Other DKs, 11%. I have no idea what that means. I'm sure someone's in the back room going, I know what that means. He's so dumb. Okay.
I would never say that.
Yeah, you wouldn't. The point, I think, is really important because we do have elections coming up. I'm not sure when the show is going to be out. It'll probably be out next week. Hopefully, it's out by Monday. And people, they do have to go out and vote. I know it's only showing that 1% of you out there think that this is a big deal. Well, guess what? If you are a Republican or a Democrat, whoever gets the most people out are going to do what? Since we're talking about this, they're going to win.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Without a doubt. So let us. What would you say to the people out there who are potential voters and may not vote?
I'd say you have no room to complain if you're not going to vote. I think you need to go out and vote because then you have every right to complain. And if your taxes are going on higher, of course, a lot of your taxes in your cities and towns are local spending, except for retirement or your state education tax. Or your BT or BPT.
No, you're making a good point.
You know what I mean? So it's your local control area on that spending.
No, but you've got to, people, when this comes to the, state representatives, they think we do nothing. We do everything that everybody else does.
I've been out every night this week here talking on veterans issues, on taxes, talking about the growth of government in the last year with all the new jobs and everything the governor put people to work. Been talking to a lot of people. That's the people need to know the truth, but it's Bush's fault. It's those Republicans.
Well, you asked me. I was asked by Hemingway last week, and he kind of caught me he caught me like a deer in the headlights when he said, "Where's the money come from?" And I know where the money comes from. Money comes from taxes, but he didn't want to mention the name taxes. But I got left here and I thought, wait a minute, if we spent $1 trillion on war, we're not spending $1 trillion now, we know where the money's coming from not fighting a war. That's where the money is coming from. That's why our economy is going up.
Do you know something? Not fighting the war. We're still paying for those troops. We're still feeding them, but we're not feeding them in Iraq. We're feeding them somewhere else.
I know.
You know what I mean? And if we're not doing the war there,
we're
training somewhere else.
I know, but
so we're still spending that money. It's a bunch of BS.
No.
It's
a war
bunch of
cost
BS.
$1 trillion. 4,500 of our Americans were killed. Feeding them someplace else.
What I'm saying is the bombs that we expanded, we did expand, a lot there. But the thing is, we would be expanding a good percentage of them in training.
We would not. $1 trillion for the war? Of course not.
Yeah, but that $1 trillion includes the veterans that are getting paid. The veterans that, that are over there.
Hold on. The war cost $1 trillion. Are you saying
but what I'm trying to tell you
cost
is, you're not
Are you saying it cost you $500 billion each year just to have an army and a navy?
Those numbers are not real numbers. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't understand the military. You're already paying for the military, but they throw those numbers in.
Excuse me?
Instead of the military going out and shooting and training, setting off bombs and going on convoys and leaving for 6 months, we were there in place. So the bottom line is the cost of the war is not $1 trillion.
What have you been smoking?
I'm telling you a fact. I'm telling you a 22-year Marine that I am.
You bring things there. It gets destroyed. People die. And you're telling me it's cheap? It's almost the same amount to fight a war, not fight a war?
What I'm saying is it's not the $1 trillion. You're adding in all these other costs that we already do day to day.
It's $2 trillion.
You're adding
because I'm only talking about Iraq, so it's $2 trillion.
See, if you had a clue on the military, then I can understand what you're saying. But when you looked at fixed costs that are involved in that, they throw in, it's probably $1 trillion already.
When you tell me that costs the same for peace as it costs for war,
you're not
that's
listening to
nuts.
me. No, I did not. No. I said you're not looking. The numbers are not correct.
We got a minute and a half. Tell people how they can get in touch with you.
Al Baldessau, and I'm not a politician. I'm a tell it like it is guy. You want the truth? I'm it. You can get me at www.albaldessau.com, or you can call me at my home, 425-6997. Stop by my house.
And you worked on your house? You're on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, yes, and I'm out and about all over.
You didn't invite me to that?
I can't, because I don't want to see Republicans pick on you. I like you.
There you go.
Yeah.
And that's the way Republicans and Democrats cross the line, cross the thing, is by not inviting people to their barbecues, especially when I've been here and he has got... So that has nothing to do with barbecues. Shame on him, because he was worried. Oh, what were the Republicans going to do? Were they going to beat you up?
You know something? I sleep like a baby every night. I don't worry about anything.
You are a baby.
Yeah, I am.
As McCain said, I sleep like a baby, too. I wake up every 4 hours and cry.
My wife says I have a face for TV, so...
All right, that's right, and I got a face for radio. All right, my name is Ken Gidge. This is The Art of Politics, the only show of its type. You can get me... You can get me at... And shame on Garcia for not shaking the hands of Gary Lambert. You can get me at area code 603-864-9332. By the way, I have a website called Gidge World. Don't go to Gidge World, but go to 3D Paintings. That seems like the only way they can get me. We want to thank the engineer in the back. Want to thank you for being here. You want to shake right here again?
Buy his art.
Buy his art, yeah.
I want to give him a new jacket.
My favorite gray jacket. He hates it. Well, again, it's been nice. And thank you for listening and watching.
The preceding program was provided by an independent producer solely responsible for its content. The opinions expressed do not necessarily represent the views of this station, its staff, board of directors, or underwriters.